Alright guys, I'm here with a HP 2710P, and today I'm going to be showing you how to remove the keyboard. Tools that we're going to need: a metal pry tool, a number 0 Phillips head screwdriver, nylon pry tool if you want, also a T9 screwdriver or a driver with a T9 bit. Okay, so for this is a very simple procedure. We have to remove this cover here that houses your hard drive, memory sticks, your Wi-Fi card. So we have to loosen up 6 screws. I've already done this because I went ahead and marked with painter's tape where your screws that hold the keyboard in are located. So we simply remove the one that's on the foot and all the ones in this on this plate. Simply loosen those up. You just lift this up and away from it. Set that aside. As you can see here, I have blue tape on 6 locations. That's where you have your 6 T9 screws that hold the keyboard on. One of them is on the in the foot. This little rubber foot here. I don't have mine. Mine's gone. And then there's 2 here on the right side as well that are under these little rubber cylinder covers. We just set those aside. You just pop those out, set those aside. Okay? So we go ahead and remove the 6 T9 screws. Remove that. If you don't have painter's tape, you can use a Sharpie or whatever you want to just mark where your screws go if this is the first time you would be attempting this. So then we just flip it over. I hope you guys can get all of that in frame. Okay, so now we have 5 tabs that we have to release, and to do so I'm going to be using the metal pry tool. There's 2 on the right, 2 on the left, and 1 on the top above the F11 key. The tab on the right, they're located to the right of the backspace and to the right of the shift key. And on this, on the left side, they're by the squiggly line. I don't know what the hell that's called. And then to the left of that shift key on the left. So you just stick the pry tool in between the palm rest frame and the keyboard. And you just simply lift those up, and then once those are released, you slide the keyboard towards the LCD. Be very careful. On the bottom left corner here, you have ribbon cables. You have the one for the track point. You simply, with I'm using my nylon tool, you just simply unlock it and then just slide that out. And then now you can go ahead and flip your keyboard over using your nylon pry tool or a plastic pry tool, plastic butter knife or whatever you have. Just in between the ribbon cable and that locking tab, you slide it, you flip it upwards. Okay, so now you've removed your keyboard. A little tip: if say your track point is going funky and all over the place, I had another computer that did this to where the track point would go all the way to the left on its own. Didn't matter if I used my stylus pen; it would jump to the left all on its own. It would fight it. So what I did is I disconnected my ribbon cables and then plugged them back in. Not really thinking that it would work, but it did work. It actually fixed it. So always try to disconnect and reconnect your connections. Test it to see if that worked, and if it didn't work, then you can go ahead and proceed to purchase a new part. But it's always a good idea to try it before you spend the money buying them. These keyboards for the 2710Ps go for $9.99 on eBay. Their guy sells them used, but they look in pretty good shape. Alright, so now we just reinstall your keyboard or your new one so that we can test it. Just you got 2 little ears on the ribbon cable here, and they sit in that connection. So at an angle, about a 45-degree angle. Hiccups. You slide it in there, hold it with your finger, and then just flip that lock back down. Now we can flip the keyboard over, locate your white ribbon cable for your track point, and let's just slide that back in. Now I want to I'll slide in with the contact pins facing up, and then sometimes, you know, the little lock will get in the way. So what I like to do is I like to push it in there with my pry tool to ensure that it's all the way in. Having such a pain in the, okay, here we go. So now once we have that in there, we just relock it. You can use your pry tool or you can use your fingernail. So then we have a total of 6 little tabs on the bottom of the keyboard that slide into their slots here. So we just go ahead and drop those in. Well, that at a bit of an angle. Mine, for some reason, is being a pain in the butt. Okay, so once you have that in there, you just push down, and you'll hear a click. And then that'll lock into those little clips that we released. So now, we can go ahead and flip it over. We reinstall the 6 T9 screws. And then replace the little covers on the two screws. Okay, once those are on there, we go ahead and place our cover here. This has 4 little tabs that slide into their corresponding slots to align it properly. And then you just simply tighten down your 6 screws. Once you have those 6 screws, you are complete. And then now, of course, you can go ahead, turn on the computer, test it, make sure that everything is functioning, or you can be doing the test. You don't need to go to reinstall your keyboard all the way if you're just going to test it to see if it has it was just a bad connection between the keyboard ribbon cables and the motherboard. And if you're putting in a new keyboard, I would definitely not put the screws back in until you fully tested it. Make sure that all your keys work. Make sure your function key and your function options on the F keys above work properly. That is assuming that you have all the correct drivers installed. But yeah, once you get it all tested out, then you can go ahead and reinstall your T9 screws, and then you'll be all set and ready to go. I hope this helped. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you'd like. Have a great day.